Council is discussing the issue. The proposed system is aimed at boosting productivity and giving employees new alternatives. A key talking point is deciding who would be affected by easing the current regulations. Prime Minister Shinzo Abe says the government needs to present a new and free labor system that will allow workers to be paid wages according to their merits. Abe initiated the labor system review. A panel of experts has been urging Abe to come up with a new framework. At a meeting held today, the members suggested who might be covered in the new scheme. They include corporate employees who are involved in important projects. Incoming chairman of the Japan Business Federation, Sarayuki Sakakibara, says the proposed work hour rule should cover more professional categories such as researchers, engineers, and marketing experts. The Labor Ministry is cautious about the plan. Minister Norihisa Tamura gave the nod to the new rules on condition they apply only to top earners with an annual income of tens of millions of yen. Tamura says employees will not be paid for working overtime late at night when they should be eligible for extra pay. He says it goes without saying that the rules will not be applied to every occupation. The plans have met strong opposition from labor unions and other parties. President of Rengo, the Japanese Trade Union Confederation, says the new labor time system is the ultimate system for overtime non-payment because workers will have to work overtime for free. Discussions on the so-called labor time system are now focused on the types of employees covered by the new rules. The Council's panel members and the Labor Ministry remain divided on this issue. The panel suggested a white-collar exemption plan involving skilled and experienced professionals whose responsibilities and work goals are clear-cut. Who then will be affected? Among the employees covered would be corporate staff involved in important projects, such as management planning and development of new products. Financial and IT-related consultants, as well as financial analysts, are also included. The non-pay rule for overtime will apply regardless of how many hours these people work. The Labor Ministry presented a limited white-collar exemption plan today. The new rules will only apply to highly paid white-collar professionals with global skills. Their annual pay must be in excess of 20 million yen. They would include foreign exchange dealers, economic analysts, and fund managers earning tens of millions of yen. The ministry opposes the panel's idea to include corporate workers who are spearheading projects. This is because it believes that project leaders are commonplace and also because they have too much responsibility in their hands to decide by themselves how many hours they could put into their work. More discussions are being scheduled. We asked companies and members of the Japanese public how they view this new system. Saibos Incorporated is an IT company in Tokyo with 500 employees. Keita Kuriyama has been with the company for 11 years. He is in charge of planning and developing information systems for corporate clients. The company's management evaluates its employees based on each person's capability and how much he or she contributed to the firm's sales. Kuriyama says workers will be happy to accept the merit-based system. Kuriyama says the standard of evaluation should be how much money the person would earn if he or she takes up a job at a different company and not how many hours the person puts in. He says his company has no corporate culture of valuing long working hours. Kuriyama says there should be no big problem if the new system applies to only those in responsible positions. This person says it will be tough for him to work under such a pay system. He says it will be difficult to numerically show the results, and people may end up working for hours without overtime. Another person says he is afraid some may complain that evaluation varies according to the worker's relations with his boss. Yet another man says it is only proper that those who are working hard receive a high wage. He says workers will lose their motivation if those who are producing the results and those who do not get the same amount of pay. Experts are divided over the merit-based system. Naohiro Yashiro, a guest professor at the International Christian University, says under the current labor law, workers can receive more for working long hours and putting in overtime. He says, however, those who work efficiently and finish their jobs within the working hours receive no extra pay. Yashiro says Japanese workers are too accustomed to working long hours to produce the result. He says they should learn to work more efficiently within a limited time. The professor says this will be the key to the growth strategy. Work-life balance consultant Makiko Otsuka says many Japanese workplaces have no clear standard on what results the workers must produce or how many hours a certain task should take. She says she fears the new system may end up promoting long working hours because workers who are forced to produce results would have no choice but to work on endlessly.
If the new system is introduced, it will be a major change to labor practices in Japan. The system should be designed so that it does not disadvantage workers. The Industrial Competitiveness Council wants to include the new system in the growth strategy that Cabinet will decide upon at the end of June.